Hello, my people. How are we today? I hope we are doing all fine. I say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good day, wherever you are watching from around the world. This is M Special, a Biafran agitating for Biafran freedom, hoping and believing that we will leave Nigeria and bring up our own country as it was before and grow it to be a country that everybody in the world would admire, and all Biafrans all over the world will come back and enjoy their own inheritance. Thank you. In case you have not subscribed, do me a favor to subscribe, help me to grow, and God will surely help you to grow in every wonderful good thing that you are doing. Also share my video, like my video. Your comments are highly welcome, for we are learning from each other. Nobody knows it all. I do my part, you do your part, we bring them together and we take the best solution. This afternoon, I want to talk about my Africa as a continent, Africa, my Africa. But before I start, I want to thank to the President of Tanzania, Mr. Magufuli, for being the first president to lift up this border shutdown. Although he put in place the distancing, which is good, because he never wishes his own people to die. But I am congratulating him because he has shown that he understood the time we are in, especially for Africa. While many others are sleeping, many presidents of African countries are still asleep, very few of them that has woken up are doing fantastically well. I also want to thank the President of Equatorial Guinea for being the first president in Africa to patronize the herbal cure of Madagascar. I am also thanking and hailing the Madagascan president for standing his ground and not letting any deceit or conspiracy swallow up the good thing that came out of Madagascar, as in the COVID herbal cure. I am also calling of many of African countries that has refused to open their eyes, or that will come in the present and make us feel they are doing something good. They will go back and they will be with the enemies, bringing Africa down. I am calling on each and every one of them, Nigeria in particular. I am calling the AU to come and disintegrate Nigeria. Disintegrate Nigeria because Nigeria is of a very disadvantageous ground to Africa. Africa has nothing to benefit from Nigeria as a country called Nigeria. If you don't disintegrate Nigeria, the positive gifts and talents in Nigeria will be buried with Nigeria. If you want the people of Nigeria to be liberated, AU, African Union, has to come up, because ECOWAS can never do anything good. The people holding Nigeria are the people governing ECOWAS. That is why you hear them, they are the first to make a stupid statement against the herbal cure of Madagascar, proclaiming that they will not assign to it. How can they assign to it when their own, who developed the vaccine, they did not even talk about it? They did not even give any listening ear to it. They let it die like it never happened. Professor Iwu was the first person in the whole world, possible cure for COVID-19, even when the pandemic has not entered Africa. In March, as far back as March, he came out He told the stupid Janjaweed Nigeria conspired governance or president, I don't know what to call it, because you all know the truth that Nigeria has no president. He told them he has been on research for this since the last outbreak of Ebola. He contributed hugely in the cure of Ebola when Ebola erupted in Africa. At least that gave him a credit of listening ear. But what happened? Because he came from Biafra land, the good people that are only born from the pit of hell to destroy, to steal, and to kill, they did not listen. They don't want, because they have nothing good within them, and they don't know what it takes to grow, because the only thing they know is destroy, kill, and do mayhems on innocent people. So this video, I am asking all the African presidents and the African scientists in African continents, since this COVID-19, we have not heard anything about African narrative of COVID-19. Does it mean that the presidents of Africa has assigned with the chief of COVID-19 as their own narrative? Does it mean they have sold our own conscience out on COVID-19 and kept our scientists silent? Because I cannot believe that the scientists of Africa, in African continent, are not doing anything about COVID-19. But what is happening with our politicians? Are they also playing prank after seeing all what has happened? Are they also playing games with the future generation of Africa? What are they waiting for? Have we not suffered enough? This is the time to think about Africa and nothing but Africa. If you are a leader, no matter the level, be it on a club, be it on a town's meeting, chief, local government, states, federal, as a continent, organizations, this is the time for you to think about Africa. We have missed it all. This is the time to amend all the useless and nonsense agreements you signed with the government of the world with your ignorance, because this is the time for Africa to arise. This is not the time for Africa to keep borrowing. This is the time for Africa narratives. Africa for Africans. I want to hear from you. What do you think? Is it okay that Africa is a continent? Till this moment, we have not had any narratives of Africa with African own narrative on its own people about COVID-19. Is that proper? Does that show that we are doing something, or we are heading to the right direction, or our politicians are heading to the right direction? Let me hear from you. Tell me what you think, and keep being special and aiming special as an African, because together we will change our narratives. May God bless you. And do not forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel.